Alright, so this video is going to be on how to make competition irrelevant by leveraging free communities. And more specifically, I want to go over why coaches and agencies specifically need to leverage in 2023 and onwards Skool communities or free Facebook groups, or worst case scenario, cheesy Discord service in order to actually achieve this goal, okay? We're going to see in the course of the video that essentially communities are products, that your free communities are products that are going to pretty much be a trial of what your paid stuff actually means, okay? In the spirit of making just like a super shameless blog, this video is going to be just the first half of the first video that I cover on my actual paid program on how to actually grow and monetize a Facebook group and a community, okay? We literally go about all the way to traffic and grow channels. We also cover monetization sequences, specifically when it comes to content marketing, and of course, appointment setting flows, which is where the magic is at, as well as email marketing nurturing sequences, but that's for another video. If you're interested in working with me or my company, go ahead and book a call with the link in the description. That said, you can also get access absolutely for free to the document that I'm going to go over right now by joining my free Facebook group with the link in the description also, or by sending me the word access via Instagram. That way I will just send this your way. Just make sure to follow me and DM me the word access and I will send it your way. Okay guys? Last thing, make sure to watch this video at 2x speed because it's just going to allow you to watch the video twice as fast and just continue with your life, okay? So guys, let's just begin with the origin and the actual hard pitch on why I believe that communities, specifically online communities that you can build for free, are the future of online marketing, okay? And guys, listen, the first thing that I'll say is that regardless of what your niche is, what your offer is, what your deliverables are, what your platform of choice is for outbound prospecting or paid acquisition, you need a free Facebook group or a Skool community, no questions asked. Because not only will you benefit from having a centralized hub where you can channel your organic traffic from other social media platforms like Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, etc., and make more money as time goes by, because the more you grow your community, the more your revenue grows. But most importantly, because you will get an unfair advantage against your competitors over a long time horizon. Having said that as an introduction, I want to go over and explain why communities specifically allow you to basically make competition irrelevant. The reality is that there are two main reasons why. One is historical reasons that influence the deeply rooted feelings of people, which you'll be able to leverage to your advantage. And number two, because of market sophistication reasons, okay? Nowadays, more than ever, we require more intent, thinking, and congruency in the eyes of your prospecting customers in order for them to buy. So let's begin with the historical reasons, guys. This is going to be the first part of the video, and it has to do with the commonly accepted fact that communities and social gatherings are, generally speaking, more desirable than just lonely individuals, okay? And I know that by itself doesn't mean anything, of course, but the reality is that, guys, we have deeply rooted in our subconscious mind the fact that as long as we pertain or belong to something that is bigger than just ourselves, we're able to essentially progress into the achievement of survival, which means that being able to partake into something is something that, again, we have deeply rooted inside of ourselves. And communities, social collaboration, and the sense of belonging to something bigger than an individual is what allows humans to progress through time regardless of adversity. And not only that, guys, the more we can leverage that sentiment to our advantage, aka the sentiment of belonging, specifically in free-form marketing via community funnels or Facebook groups or Skool communities, the easier it will be to grow our businesses while further distinguishing ourselves from other competitors in our marketplace. Assuming that we're doing, of course, a good job when it comes to the culture to be experienced inside of the community. Make sense? Because, of course, this is not for me to go and say, hey, go and create a Facebook group and all of a sudden you're going to get clients because you have I don't know, like a community called Buy My Stuff, right? Of course, that's not how it is. It has to do with the culture that you built inside of the community, so on and so forth, okay? Talking about experience, guys, the community in itself is a product that people can experience, which will naturally be associated with the business. And in my actual program, of course, in the sales process and sales model, I actually show you how the more effort and the more power you put in your marketing, the easier time you're going to have in your sales and your closing. And guess what, guys? That means that if you can actually win people's hearts in your front-end free community, you'll always keep your clients in the back-end paid service, because without necessarily just talking about the actual funnel that you might be using, without actually talking about the actual deliverables that you might have in your backend, the reality is that that product that can be experienced via communities in the front end is just what wins people's heart, and what ultimately, if they end up buying your stuff, it's going to make them stick for the long term in your paid programs, okay, or your paid service, depending on what you're doing. You want to think of your Facebook group or community funnel as the first impression that your leads have of your paid stuff. Of course, your content, your DMs, your brand, etc. plays a huge role, but there's something special that Facebook groups and communities have that inevitably makes people associate and get the impression of your business in a way that is not quite replicable from anywhere else. Not even your brand, not even your content, not even anything else, okay? And actually, let me just go to the Miro board to actually show you how this plays out in the mind of your prospects, because this is actually super powerful. So guys, essentially, you guys know that the theory of business, it always talks about having a separation between the person or the entrepreneur different from the business, okay? So there are two separate entities that comprise what building a product or building a business is. On one side, you have the entrepreneur behind the business, which is you, and on the other side, you have the business, which is essentially what you do for other people, how you solve problems, all the good jazz. The reality is that this is true. Like, the business is a separate entity from the entrepreneur, right? At the same time, what happens is that the community, and this is why a personal brand and just creating content from your personal brand is not going to cut it when it comes to making people experience what your paid stuff is actually like, is because your community is at the same time a separate entity outside of your personal brand, okay? So your community is more similar to your business than you are to your community. Of course, personal brands essentially inject more fuel to the fire to your community or your business, meaning that most times people actually associate your business with your brand, or they might associate your community with your personal brand. But at the end of the day, what the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is that the community is an extension of your brand. And specifically, you will see in a second I will touch about this, but for people who are selling to sophisticated niches, the reality is that most times your personal brand is going to be, let's say, felt or experienced or seen in the form of followers, likes, comments, etc. But let me tell you, imagine you were selling to venture capitalists, or like somebody who manages headphones. They might not, even if they like your content, even if they like you as a human being, even if they want to follow you, the reality is that these people are never going to be approached to your brand in the form of followers. But in case you're leveraging a community, they might be open to actually partake in the community that you're building as an extension of your personal brand. So the point I'm trying to make is that the community is different from the brand is different from the business, and therefore the community and the business are more related between each other than they are to your brand, even if your brand is essentially the fire that enhances both of them. Make sense? Hopefully it does, okay? So a quick note on the difference between audience builders and community builders. I didn't create, this is something that I learned from Sam Ovens. And it is that through the content that we put out and the connections that we make, we're building an audience that knows, likes, and trusts us, which is crucial for selling and business longevity. And that's why we, of course, give answers to stuff, okay? AKA, we build an audience by giving answers and solving problems for people. As a matter of fact, guys, the exchange or the currency that we use to leverage or get attention is providing value. So what we do as content creators and as let's say, audience builders is we give people value in exchange for their attention, and in exchange for their attention, we start to essentially in whatever way, shape, or form, if we have a business, monetize that attention in whatever way, shape, or form we want, okay? But when we put on the hat of community builders, okay, when we stop being, audience builders and we start to be community builders, we stop giving answers and start asking questions. Because we, of course, need to let other people participate in the conversation, engage with us, and ultimately simply give, okay? This is what community is all about. That outside of just you and your value and whatever you want to say to the world is, you are able to give the chance to other people to participate in that conversation by actually allowing them to talk and participating, quote unquote, give answers themselves, and ultimately get that discussion going on, which is what the community is all about at the end of the day, okay? So this is the first reason why communities are so powerful. And if you're still watching this video and you're interested in this, go ahead and like the video and let me know your thoughts so far in the comment section. But that said, I want to go ahead and talk about the market sophistication and competitive research, because this is now more business related in the grand scheme of things, okay? In the new age of entrepreneurship, most markets are slowly starting to get numb to typical marketing claims, opportunities, and irresistible offers. Okay, so simply relying on that direct response marketing, outbound prospecting, etc. will not cut it anymore if we're looking to stay active for the long term. That's why building a centralized hub where you can keep all of your leads allows you to do precisely that. Okay, work longer conversion windows that otherwise would have been lost in time. And yeah, like I was mentioning, of course, you can also keep your leads in the form of followers, Instagram profile, on your Twitter profile, on your LinkedIn connections, on whatever you want. But at the end of the day, remember, the community is an extension of your brand. And the fact that they can experience the community as a product allows them, if you're doing a good job, to essentially convert even more or even further than just being a follower on your Instagram, watching your stories. That's the magic of communities. Whether that's a Facebook group, whether that's a Skool community. I am a Facebook group guy. I prefer Facebook groups by far. And as a matter of fact, I'm working on a concept that I will soon start to let you guys know, and it's the Insta group model, because I've actually developed a process that has allowed me to, right now, as a matter of fact, in the last week alone, we've been able to grow our Facebook group organically, by the way, by 70 members. As a matter of fact, let me just show you. You can see just today 7 member requests. Let me show you in here. Right now we have 75 people requesting to join. I honestly don't want to accept anyone right now. I'm just focused on building my product. And all of these people have come from the auto conversion funnel that I've been starting to leverage on my Instagram account. And by the way, you can go and watch some other videos on this all over my YouTube channel. But the reality, guys, is that I've been able to develop this unique process, and now a lot of people are starting to copy it. Now a lot of people, everybody's talking now about the auto converting funnel. Even big players out there that were just talking about the follower ads, Instagram word funnels, are now starting to talk about Instagram DM ads and actual auto conversion processes using paid advertising. That's for another video. But the point I'm trying to make is that, again, you can build your brand on Instagram, but you get your community on Facebook. You can build your brand on Twitter, but build your community on Skool. Make sense? And the fact that you're leveraging these different touch points is what allows for a major conversion process, okay? So yeah, guys, of course, it's crucial to build marketing and traffic channels that allow us to get clients fast, but the future seems to be transitioning more and more to a community-based approach to marketing, where outside of simply your brand and content, people want to be part of something bigger than themselves. And when you actually take a look at the 5-step or the five levels of sophistication that any market might have, we always have, of course, market level 1 when a new market is born, so you can make any claim and you do get clients. Level 2 is when the market starts to get a little bit more sophisticated, so you need to make a bigger claim than your competitors so that you start standing out. Level 3 is superior logical mechanisms that tend to resonate more with the marketplace so that they can achieve the outcome because things are starting to get numb. Level 4 is creating a greater version of the old mechanism with a unique claim that is also superior so that people can eventually go and say, oh man, this is super cool. And then most people, especially for you guys, coaches and consultants who are going after coaches and consultants, or you marketing agency owners who are going after e-commerce brands in typical niches, whatever it might be, guys, most of us internet marketers, since we come from the same group of people who have sold us into this internet marketing, make money online thing, we're almost all playing in the level 5 level of sophistication, which means that the market is numb to claims, new mechanisms altogether are needed to resonate with the market. And guess what, guys? I actually have a theory on why no-code SaaS and SaaS solutions are starting to rise more and more and more. Is because SaaS nowadays is being able to do things that in the past done for you services were the only solution or the only way to get. So what ends up happening is that SaaS ultimately is just a new delivery mechanism of the same outcomes that services used to do in the past, hence why there's this big growth of SaaS lately. This is not to say you should do SaaS, this is not to say that you should change your niche or your offer, this is just to explain how market sophistication levels play out. Now, the beauty, and essentially, you can play the whole market sophistication game, like I just described right here, or you can make competition irrelevant by simply connecting one-on-one to an owned audience who simply prefers to buy from you regardless of the current trends, which is possible by winning in the brand game, which is going to take a long time, and or the community game, which you can do in that short time. Okay? And this is why things are getting so much powerful, because you can literally make this irrelevant and simply say, fuck that, man, I will not be playing that game, and make people buy from you, not only because, and this is the idea that I'm trying to make, not only because of my solutions and my client results, which are some of the best in the entire industry, by the way, but it's also because maybe they resonate with Enrique, the guy who likes tattoos and has a hand tattoo. Maybe they resonate with me because I have a dog. Maybe they resonate with me because I like powerlifting. I make stories talking about powerlifting. At the same time, I have my own community where I engage and allow people to participate, and this is something that some of my competitors don't have at all. Meaning that if I do have the community as a touch point, ultimately I'm able to leverage that group of people who might get or who might need that extra push and that are able to experience my product in one way, shape, or form. And of course, because maybe lots of hours of content, and ultimately they go, dude, like I need to buy from this guy, I don't care how. This is how you win in the long term. This is how you make competition irrelevant. Is by literally just not playing the game everybody's playing at, or who has it bigger than the other one, right? That's ultimately the game that most people play. I've decided, and my clients decide not to play this game at all. Essentially, you're always going to remain the most sophisticated version of you that exists, and if you're able to channel market desires to your unique solution, but most importantly, to you, and access to you via a community funnel or a Facebook group or a Skool community, you'll always be a category of one that is irreplicable and that nobody else can copy. And yeah, of course, this video didn't cover group growth and monetization because otherwise the video would be 3-4 hours long. But if you'd like me to cover that in a future video, make sure to be subscribed to the channel, like the video, and comment so that I know that this is worth it to pursue. That's it, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to lose the next videos that I'm going to make on Facebook groups, Skool communities, community growth, and monetization that I'm thinking about launching if you guys seem to enjoy this type of content. And before we finish, as I always like to say, let me just recommend you guys one song that I'm really enjoying lately. And let me see. This song, Vancouver by Casper Mágico. I don't know, like, this is the song that you need to be listening to right now. It's just like an absolute banger. If you like it, go ahead on Instagram and let me know your thoughts on it, okay? That's it. See you guys in the next one. Speak soon. Bye.